All right, enough fooling around. Today was a great day. I want to do a little bit of a recap and a breakdown for you guys so you know exactly what we have done today. It was great. Like I said, it was a great day. And I want to make this a bit smaller so you guys can see everything properly. I think it's really important that you guys see the scale. I will just do this, make it as simple as possible. So let's break down the plays we took today, the overall game plan. I know it says 11K. Unfortunately, when I started taking this trade, I started with another smaller account I use to trade equities on, and I didn't realize because on the Summit platform there's a little drop down. You can like switch accounts or whatever. So I accidentally was on that account, and then I realized like right when I took the trade, you guys probably saw me on stream do it. Then I realized I was like, oh crap, let's just go back. So I literally closed that out for about like 2,000 in profit, and then this final trade I caught for like about 11.2K. And then I also took this trade on another one of my live accounts as well and some props. So total day netted me around $23,000. I did provide the full breakdown inside my community. If you guys have any questions, you can absolutely check out my community. It's completely free. It's literally discord.gg/profit insider if you want to join. I do stream in there every single day for free. But nice 11.2K. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I made all of this money in a single day. Now, first thing that's very important to understand and realize is markets, like all of these markets, right? We have been extremely bullish. If we do go to NQ, which is going to be the futures, which a lot of people trade specifically because there's a lot of liquidity on these contracts. And I also should update this with live data. Hold on. Is there a way for me to pause this? Yeah, there's no pause feature on OBS. So let's hold on. It's fine. You guys don't need real-time data anyways. But with the contract swap, as you guys can see here, prices always do jump to readjust for the contract, as you can tell. And that caused the markets to be super tight, super tense, a very contractionary movement. And with all of that, I just decided I want to be very selective with my trades. Now, we've had a lot of great opportunities in the last couple of days, last couple of weeks. I've taken like multitude of 100 plus point moves, 200 point moves, so on and so forth. This is probably like, I think last, and I'll show you if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it somewhere. Oh no, I can't even show it on the screen. But point is, I started with an account. I did an account challenge, not even a challenge, just it kind of turned into a challenge. I started with a balance of 99K. I recently funded the account, and I ran the balance all the way up to $175,000 in a little over a week. It's about a week and 2 days, getting me, again, about over 70% return. So we've been absolutely just crushing it on that account challenge. So I'm really happy to see because of some of these amazing moves we had in the markets. Again, just look at markets, right? We've seen some crazy movement, crazy opportunities lately. Most of these other days have just been straight up. Obviously, this time last year was super choppy, but now we're getting some really great directional movement, so we're making the most of it. Now, after seeing yesterday, I was super selective. I didn't really take any trades yesterday, to be completely honest with you, but today I did. So let's break these trades down. Now, with us starting to see some nice movement, not again, obviously Monday we had yesterday, right? We had a lot of consolidation in the market. And I use these principles called balance book value. You guys might be asking, what's that? I call it BBV. Balance book value determines where market maker books are going to be typically balanced or primarily balanced. Now, you might be like, what the hell is he saying? Totally fine. I get it. I understand. I'm going to be coming out with a video on this really soon. You might be like, this is a total Fugazi principle. Fine. That's okay. It's fine. You don't have to believe me. I'm not trying to force you to believe me. I'm just showing you how I made my money today. This is just suggests where market maker books are balanced. Because again, market makers distribute on both sides of the market. They provide liquidity on both the buy side and sell side. So if they're holding too much of one inventory on one side, they are going to be in an aggressive negative or positive. So they have to be balanced as much as possible. But because market makers receive all of the incoming and outgoing orders, they also get some pretty good insights as to what people really want to do. And when they can leverage that insight, they can understand where do they need to be positioned, where do they need to add up and stack up inventory so they can distribute to retail, other institutions, whatever, at a premium, and then ultimately turn a profit. Because that's how this game is played. It's played with profit. So balance book value just understands where the book balanced. And again, this blue line signifies that. That's why this line's blue. When we are above balance book value, we're obviously looking for shorts. When we are below this, we're looking for longs. Not like I'm just going to take a long blindly, but we're looking for some sort of reversion back to this. Again, are we always going to be getting longs from here? No, right? The whole objective is that when we're above, we are above value. So if you want to take a really great short play, again, you want to look for some great confirmation, take it down to value, and then continue to distribute beyond value. That's kind of what we did today. That was the play. That was the idea. So first trade, and again, I'm not going to go too much into that because it's a more advanced concept and principle, which I'll break down in another video. But first trade I took was this beautiful short trade for about 61 points. Nice 1 to 3.45 to the downside. Super clean move. Happened very quickly. And then the next trade I took was around market open. Market open was very, very choppy. Not a lot of direction. Honestly, wasn't a fan of this. And then around 9:45, we started to get a move up. I was targeting all the way up to here for like 125 points. The markets kept tapping into this level that I marked out right here, plus this imbalance. So I called it on stream and said, hey guys, listen, we're not really exceeding this level. I do see a lot of sellers here. So instead of us just have, because I wasn't trailing my stop at this point because we weren't really moving up far enough for me to start trailing my stops to break even. So I went ahead and took profit. I then eventually exited my whole trade here. And I said, hey guys, we're seeing a lot of hesitation, a lot of rejection on this level here specifically. I believe we'll have a lot of sellers. We're not really getting the directional movement that I was wanting to see. Therefore, I'm going to exit this trade completely, and I'm happy I did because, again, it didn't even move the way I wanted it to. After this, we started seeing a very aggressive move. I was going to get off my stream and stop trading, but then we started to see a very aggressive move to the downside. Once we started to see this aggressive move to the downside, I went ahead and entered this short trade. Stop losses were right above here, above this level, to allow for some wiggle room for some pullbacks. And as you can see, very clean move to the downside. I was targeting 67 points. I could have targeted a lot more. I'm not saying I could have. I'm saying it to you guys. You might be thinking, why didn't you go for more? Yeah, absolutely. Anybody could have targeted for more, right? But for me, I was looking for very high probability plays where I'm going to lock in profit, get almost guaranteed. And I was actually targeting this area of liquidity / massive areas of buyers in the tape to, again, if there's massive buyers, they're going to take my sell orders very aggressively. And we could potentially see a pump to the upside, which we did see some sort of a little bit of rejection, pullback, and then move back down. And I didn't really want to be in that drawdown. So I was really happy I got out of this trade. Like I said, overall, net of the day up about $23,000, $11,000 on this main live account of mine that I've been running up to, almost is now like 180K. That's going to be happening very, very soon. So really happy. We're almost at 80% return in 2 weeks. So we've been absolutely crushing it. We've been doing really, really well. I love what we've been able to accomplish. And then for the rest of the night, we haven't really seen much. So that's the recap. Anytime I do a recap, I like to delete everything and kind of start fresh. Again, if we do go ahead and touch up on balance book value, you can see the 15-minute one was all the way back here. 5-minute is developing now. Again, 15-minute one was very similar here. This one was pretty damn accurate. This one was super accurate, and this one's already starting to be accurate. So we get an idea as to where the books are balanced. The next thing I'm going to do is mark out any major areas of liquidity, which, as you can tell, right, we do have, we've got a lot of these levels, a lot of these that we can be looking for, but we got this massive run lower from all day today. I mean, this is 600 points. Markets are just going absolutely bonkers. Every day is a big day, but we're going to look for some trades overnight, set up for a few things potentially, but I at least wanted to make this recap. So we had this locked in, we had this solidified, and we're going into a nice new week. Talk soon.